Hi everyone, I've got something big to share with you today. This is a student data dashboard. So this was actually the brainchild of my operations manager, who I also work with full-time in the district that I work in. She really wanted to create just like one space to hold all of the students' data. Or at least the most important pieces of data that we were using to make decisions about the students. And so we built this, and I think it's really cool, and I'd love to share it with you guys. So here we go. Okay, so we're starting on the summary page. This is going to be just an overall view of each grade level and how many students fall into each risk category or tiers, as we'll see down below. I'm going to pop over to page 3 for just a second so you can see. These were all built based on the information that we've decided in various committees in MTSS and even in the breakoff committees for PBIS and RTI as far as the qualification for each tier level, and then we weighted each group to kind of come up with an overall risk level. None of this is stationary. It's all stuff that we're working on. It's a work in progress. Everything that you're seeing here is just the weights and the qualifications for each tier. Okay. Everything that you see in this dashboard as far as like student data is all fake data. So I've replaced all the names and changed up a whole bunch of stuff so that you could see all the important stuff. All right, so back to the summary page. You have lots of filters up here. You can filter by building. Right now we just have elementary school in here, but for our district we have K through 12. For ours, we are also sorting by virtual versus non-virtual. Then we have gender, IEP 504, LEP, grade level, and you can also look by student name, although we have a student-specific page that would be better for that. Right here you can see how many students fall into each risk level by grade level. And then you have attendance tiers, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 by grade level. Referral tiers. Obviously, students aren't getting a lot of referrals this year, so I just kept most of them at 0. iReady reading tiers, iReady math tiers. And then the cool thing about this too is that if you're looking at this data and you want to know, okay, who are my 4 students in 4th grade that are in tier 3 for attendance, I can click on that part of the bar chart and come down here, and it will all filter so that I can see those are my 4 students. Again, fake students, fake names, but those are my 4 students. You can also see of those 4 students what tiers they fall into for all the other categories. So iReady, reading, math, overall risk, referrals, obviously they all fall into tier 1. So there's a lot that you can do here to kind of dissect the data and drill down and figure out what you want to focus on the most as a grade level, as a building, etc. Okay, so if you're looking for more student-specific page or more student-specific information, you'll go to the student-specific page. Again, you can narrow down the student list by choosing building, grade, or gender, or you can just go ahead and click on a student name. So I am going to go ahead and start on Terrence Adams, and I'm going to show you just a few things. Up along the top, you see name, grade, gender, LEP, virtual, race, 504, IEP. A little button pops up here if that student has a REMP. You have your overall risk level for that student. And then for each of the 4 categories, you have the tier and the qualifiers. So whatever data source you're using to come up with that tier. So you have days absent, referrals, iReady reading, and then you have iReady math score behind here. Underneath that, you also have links to dashboards. These are all more specific data dashboards. So you have like a separate little attendance dashboard, separate behavior, and for the iReady reading and math, you have separate dashboards as well. I haven't built those with random data, so I'm not going to click on those links, but we have those. We just haven't put the random data in. I want to show you another thing, and that's that You also have a KRA little tracker here, so you can see that this student is on track. It also shows off track. I think it's maybe this student that's off track. Nope, I picked the wrong name. There's another student somewhere in here that shows up as, oh, I think it's this one. Off track, there you go. So you have those extra little buttons that pop up, but overall it just gives a really great snapshot of that student and their risk level and all the different tiers and everything. So all this data is being pulled from different sources. So obviously iReady is a big source. We also have our attendance data coming from a separate source, as well as our referral data, which comes from an additional source. And what we do is just upload that every Monday as far as the referral and the attendance data go. For the iReady data, it's updated after every diagnostic, so that all this data is fresh in here. I think that covers all of it. I'd love to show you a little bit more about those more specific data dashboards. However, they're just not available for you right now. But otherwise, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, this is kind of a brainchild of Kelly, so I definitely want to give her lots of credit on this, but it's really cool, and we're also in the midst of kind of showing it to other schools and producing it for a couple other schools. So if you have any questions or would like to bring this to your school, please let us know. You can email me at jessicalane8817@gmail.com, and then my website is 8817 Jessica Lane, so it's flipped a little bit, but 8817jessicalane.com. All right. Have a fantastic weekend.